Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming at you with another video. All right, so I figured I'd do a little Laker chat. I hadn't talked about the Lakers in a couple of days. Honestly, nothing to talk about. Truth be told, it's not a single thing that the Lakers have really released other than pictures of players shooting the basketball, letting us know that they're in shape and getting work done. So it's kind of been quiet on the Laker front. But what I can share with you guys is just saw Kendrick Nunn is shooting the basketball, so he's officially out there. He looks in shape, and so I'm encouraged by what I saw there. You know, if you follow this channel, I've been real low on Kendrick Nunn, just basically off of sentiment from last year, having him be our mid-level exception and then not have him play a single game last season. It left a bad taste in my mouth about the situation, not necessarily about him and his character in any way, just about the fact that I'm like, okay, well, since he wasn't here, we found pieces that otherwise make a lot of sense for us at that shooting guard position. My concern was, did we have the role for him in the event that he was coming back? He never did come back, and now that he's back, I think we do have a role that he fits just fine right now. Now the question is depending on what the Lakers do with the roster will determine whether or not that role is available, but right now it's there. So I think he's going to have an opportunity to compete with guys like Walker, Austin Reeves, several others, for that backup shooting guard position, for which I think Patrick Beverley has the starting nod at this point. So, unless there's some shuffling around, I think that's what we're going to see is a backcourt of Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverley. Now, that's not something that's ideal to any of us. Nobody's going to sit up here and pretend like that's what we want. It's not, but we will start the season with the understanding that that's just what we have to do, and it's okay, because it's either that or overpay for something, for a deal that doesn't make us good. So enough, rather. So we're hopeful that we can just kind of weather the storm, I guess you can say, or kind of just be good enough for the time being until we can get ourselves the pieces we need. So that's what it is. That's really all the Lakers have going on as far as I can tell. I don't think there's anything to be said in regards to the Utah Jazz and the Lakers in terms of that deal. I don't think anything new has come up other than the fact that Danny Ainge is still pricing his pieces at a certain price. Last we said was Beasley, basically the shooters, Bogdanovich, Beasley, and then Clarkson, a player. Of course, they know we would be happy to bring back. They want a pick for each one of them, so first round pick to be exact. And that's not something the Lakers have to give, so obviously that's off the table. And then, of course, the Indiana situation is always being spoken about. But Miles Turner, as we've discussed, probably isn't the best investment for the Lakers long term. Buddy Hield is still a player we covet, and I wouldn't be surprised if we end up landing him somehow after all, because the Lakers have wanted this guy for a long time. I mean, honestly, I've been hearing about Buddy Hield's name pretty much for 3 years now, so I think where there's smoke, there's fire, and eventually guys will show up. Now, the name I've been hearing a lot about is Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony is a player who I haven't talked pretty much any about this summer, because in my mind, it's one of those situations where we were ready to move into a different direction, try to go younger, and I just didn't know if we had a need for Carmelo Anthony. Once we start seeing how this team started shaking out, though, and started seeing the roster kind of mold into what it's become, I think we actually need the shooting that Carmelo Anthony provides. The three-point shooting is going to be the thing that we need to really, really focus on, and he can do that. The problem is, what else is going on when Carmelo Anthony's on the floor? You see what I'm saying? It's like, okay, yeah, he provides shooting, but there's some things going on that you're gonna have to take into account. For defensively, he's gonna be active, but we know he's not gonna be as effective as you want him to be. He's gonna be attacked. They're gonna zero in on him and try to make him the patsy out there defensively. And it's just going to be a situation where he's not going to have a whole lot of success. And he's getting older. These are things that we have to be honest about. Can we find shooting at that price, at a more youthful range? I believe that, yes. In fact, I think we already had a player on the roster. His name is Cole Swider. So it's one of those situations where it's like, Do I like Carmelo Anthony as a player? Sure, of course. He's a Hall of Famer. Yeah, man. Did he do some things last year to make me feel excited about him being on our team? I saw some moments where I was really happy about him. And I think he would have a lot more success on this year's team because we have more big men on the floor that make it so that his defensive issues aren't as glaring and make it so that he'll have more support out there rebounding the ball and things of that nature. So Carmelo Anthony probably would be a nice asset to this team. But I do believe that the Lakers need to be considering youth and what that means. I don't know that if we're putting Carmelo Anthony in the game at any given moment, if it's meaningful, I'm saying, you know what, this is best for us instead of going into in a different direction. I just don't know that. He's going to be able to give you microwave scoring. You know he can do that. So there'll be moments at a time where he'll help you score quite a bit. But does he give away a lot on the defensive end? Are you better for having him on the floor overall? And I just don't have the answer for that, honestly. I don't have the answer for that. But I know we need the shooting. I know that much. It's been said that he has no interest in coming back to the Lakers, by the way. For the record, I hear he's been linked to the Celtics. That was the last thing I heard in regards to Carmelo. So I do believe he's moving on. But a lot of fans have mentioned it. I've been seeing it in forums and things of that nature, a lot of Carmelo talk. And I think it's just because of the name, honestly. But I don't know that there's a lot left there in the tank to help a contender, to be honest with you. But great players can do great things, so who knows? But I'm at a point where I'm like, I'm cool. We can use that roster spot in a more productive way, honestly. So I think that's what it is. I do believe that. I don't expect Carmelo to be a Laker this year. I really don't. It's just like the rest of those guys from last year, all those older guys. You're not gonna see any of them back, man. It's widely understood that team was bad, and a big part of that was because of them. Let's just be real. They were just a little too old, a little too over the hill, man. Just got to be honest about that, and salute those guys on fantastic careers. One of the reasons why they're over the hill is because they put in a lot of work. That's what it is. Guys did that. They accomplished a lot in their careers, and that's why they were able to find themselves on the tail end of a situation where they could, be with the Lakers and as they were. So salute to all the guys who played for us last year. I know it wasn't the greatest situation. Nobody was on this team in a position to be their best at all, in my opinion. But guys made the most of it, and I think guys ultimately ended the season on a high note. So I do want to say that much. But all in all, man, that's what it is. That is what it is. My Laker talk ain't gonna be that long for this particular day, or chat, or however I name it, because we don't have much news. But as soon as we have it, I'll get right back to my ranting, right back to all the things that I love to do, reading tea leaves and stuff like that. But as of right now, we're just anticipating the beginning of all the festivities that start the season. Guys are working out, and that's the most important thing. Seeing guys in the gym, continuing to build synergy, and preparing for a long season, 82 games plus playoffs, and we believe we're going to make the playoffs. So, yeah, that's what I got to say, man. My name is BDF44. I thank you all for watching.